Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Inverted Joker, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the easiest way for you to get to Diamond, whether you're a Copper or a Platinum, or you're on PC or Xbox or PS4, regardless of the console, regardless of your rank, everything transfers over. I have several points in this video that are going to tell you, but I want to make myself very, very clear. This is the easiest way. That doesn't mean necessarily that it is an easy way to get to Diamond or ways to get to Diamond. I am simply saying this is the easiest course that you can take right this moment to start your climb to Diamond. So, point number one, and this should be very obvious to everyone. You should probably be playing your best operator whenever you play. Now, obviously, you're going to have randoms in games or random moments in time that someone is going to speed lock your operator and there's flat out nothing you can do about it because their microphone isn't plugged in, they're not responding to your messages, and there's a lot of people out there, quite frankly, that are complete assholes and won't do that. And obviously you need to be flexible. Let's say you need barbed wire and the operator that you're used to using only has a deployable shield. You obviously need to go in for your team and run that barbed wire despite the fact that you want to use a deployable shield. You have to be flexible, but within the same boundaries, you also need to know your limits and you need to know who you are most comfortable with and most proficient with. So let's say you are very good with Frost. Generally, there's not a lot of people that will go out of their way to just speed lock Frost. Play Frost, do the best that you possibly can with Frost. At the same time, though, it's very easy for everybody to say, hey, I'm an Ashe Jaeger main. I should only play Ashe Jaeger. Obviously, there's going to be better Ashes and Jaegers than you, even within your your skill rating. So your MMR, so let's say that you are in gold, there's probably a better gold Jaeger out there than you, and he may or may not be on your team, but just be flexible and go with what you know. And point number two, this is hands down the best piece of advice I could give you, whether you're playing Rainbow Six Siege or any other game competitively, and that is you have to have a positive attitude, a positive outlook, and you have to have the most amazingly awesome attitude that you possibly can. Being positive and not griping will literally get you out of any scenario in game that you can possibly think of. When you solo queue or you're with a bunch of randoms and you go into game chat or you invite them to the party and you're all in the same party, literally, you have to be the person that steps up and builds everybody up. You have to be the one that encourages everybody. So let's say you have a person playing Rook, and he's banging out headshots, or he even gets one headshot, or just starts lighting anybody up. Overly compliment that person. Anyone that does this, anyone that does anything remotely helpful, encourage them, compliment them, build them up. Because what this does is, this eliminates tensions. Nobody's walking around on pins and needles. It's 5 people that join into the same game and are actually having fun. No one's tense. You're all loose. We know what happens when we're loose. Like, say you get in a car accident. If you're tense, you're going to be fucked up. If you're loose, you're going to be fine. If you're fighting and you're tense, you're going to get knocked the fuck out because your body is exerting stress that it doesn't need to. You're tensed up. But if you're loose, you're probably going to take that punch like a champ. Same thing goes with anything in life, and it definitely applies in Rainbow or any competitive sport or shooter. You just have to make the team loose, not tense, build them up, and this also builds good leadership skills, but more importantly, gets everybody in the same level, you're all having fun, and this is a team-oriented game, and teamwork makes the dream work. And on the opposite end of that, you can't insult anyone, you can't bring anyone down, and, it's easy to get tilted when you have someone speed-locking Jaeger running to the same window every single round on defense and getting himself popped in the head trying for an early pick. But you cannot let that tilt you. You obviously have to talk to this person, but you can't do it in a way that makes you come off as feeling superior to that other person. Really, what I do in situations like that is I just say, hey man, please do not die, just focus on staying alive. You've been putting in work, like you've been hitting shots, but you're getting killed every round at the beginning of defense. So if you can just lay back, take less risks, and help out the team, that would be great. Things like that really do build the team up, complimenting your team, all of that. We've been through it. On to the next point, which is point number 3. So tip number 3 would be to find good players at your current rank, whether you're solo queuing with friends, or duo queuing with friends, or you're solo queuing, or whatever the case may be. Find the better people in each game and either A, add them, or B, message them. So if you structure your message or your communication to this person in a way that doesn't seem like you're trying to get carried, because after all, this is what this is all about. You're not trying to get carried to Diamond. You're not trying to piggyback to Diamond. You're trying to become a Diamond level player. So let's say you're a Platinum 2 and you go against another team that is, there's a diamond on it, and that diamond is kicking the fuck out of your team. There's nothing you can do to prevent him from running through you. Just message this person later on and structure your message in a way that shows that you want to learn things and you want to get better at the game, and you're trying to find people that also are like that, and you're also trying to find the top 1% of players or whatever, and you're trying to build off of them. You don't want to get carried, you don't want to get piggybacked, you want to learn. This may be nerve-wracking to some of you guys, but seriously, like, do that. Generally, better players really won't mind, and they'll be more than glad to help. Not only does this put them on a pedestal of, hey, you know, I'm a better player than someone else, they feel good about themselves, but they also, in return, feel like they owe something to you. Now, that seems weird to say, but it's generally true. And to follow through with this, when you are playing with these people, and it's a better person, learn why they're a better person. Pay attention to everything they do after you die. Think about, hey, why do you do this? Why did he do that? Ask him, hey, why did you go here instead of here? They'll be more than happy to tell you, and pay attention to the strats that they run. But not only pay attention to those strats, but figure out why they run those strats. You know, a lot of people like to get online, look up strats, and copy the strats, but they don't know why people do certain things that they do. So the strat not only isn't effective, it's not effective in the right way, right? And really quickly, I'm going to tell you guys why it's important to learn the strats, but also why the strats are put in place. So let's think back to a time on Chalet when we started blowing open a hole in kitchen, the dining room and trophy, or the kitchen trophy on bomb, that objective, start blowing a hole in kitchen wall, the trophy. The reason for that is, of course, if you reinforce that, they hop in the window, they have full control of that bomb site, nothing you can do. So the wall starts getting blown open. The reason for that, of course, deny the window, and you can also get in and out of trophy without having to run around and expose yourself. That's the reason for that hole, right? So let's think about when Frost first came out. A lot of people were putting barbed wire underneath the window and putting down frost traps. Obviously, we learned that you can rappel up the balcony, go upside down, and shoot the frost mats. But there is a big evolutionary cycle to this. People started getting smart. Okay, so they're shooting at our frost traps, they're getting rid of our barbed wire. How do we prevent that in a way, right? Obviously, you can't stop your frost mat from being shot unless you challenge the person trying to shoot the frost mat. But, of course, that's just another time cruncher, right? We're slowing time, we're keeping them out of the window. But a lot of people started putting a deployable shield sideways. That way they could lay there. It blocks drones. You put an ADS system next to the drone, or above the drone hole by the display case, that keeps nades coming out from getting rid of that deployable shield. You can lay behind the deployable shield, be for the most part hidden, of course, unless there's someone on rappels upside down, all the way over next to the tree looking in the window. But they still can't 100% see you. They can shoot through the display cases, but they have to hit you, right? So you're laying behind the deployable shield. You have a rotate hole there. There's ways to counter every strat. There's ways through every strat. But the moral of the story is you need to know why certain things are in place. So that shield's there to block grenades. Now, if you just put a shield there and you don't know why you put a shield there, you just saw somebody else do that strat, you don't know why it's effective. This next tip is pretty quick and easy, and tip number 4 would be, don't ever play once full tilt has been initiated. So when you're pissed off, just don't play ranked rainbow games. Flat out, don't do it. You're not going to be positive. You're not going to meet new people. You won't end up doing anything to further the advancement that you want, and the ultimate goal is, of course, to be reaching diamond, and you will not do that if you're playing when you're mad as hell. Or when you start getting mad. You know, like the point that you should get off and not be playing ranked is the point when you think, you know what, fuck it, I don't even care if I lose this game. Like, you shouldn't even be thinking that. You know, at that point, that's when you need to get off and just wait until the next good mood you're in and play with teammates that you feel like playing with. And last, but certainly not least, you have to realize that this is a growth process. Tiger Woods wasn't the greatest overnight, Michael Jordan wasn't the greatest overnight, and you don't even have to be the greatest. Just to get to diamond, you have to realize that it's a growth process, and there's going to be some things that you have to go through and learn in order to meet your goals, and these are indeed the easiest ways to build yourself towards that level. Now, of course, better aim will help, better positioning will help, playing with people that you should be playing with will help. But if you're trying to quickly get from, silver to diamond and you're solo queuing, this is about the easiest way. And it's the way that a lot of people take and a lot of very good players take and have taken. There's a lot of good players out there that you watch on a daily basis that play with teammates on the regular that went the same process that I told you in this video, especially on Xbox and on PlayStation, where the community is more close-knit and you can meet people easier. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I love the fact that I've been gone for a minute, but you guys still stand behind me. You hit me up on Twitter. You regularly still subscribe. You comment on my videos. You ask me how I'm doing, and I can't appreciate that anymore. So thank you guys once again. My name's Inverted Joker, and I'm signing out.